Who else might be a surprise candidate to trade for AD?
I think the 27 other teams should all be making offers.
All right, John Gonzalez, Kevin O'Connor, breaking down the latest big NBA news. Anthony Davis and Rich Paul have requested a trade from the New Orleans Pelicans. You and I have talked about this, Kevin, for a while now. I think the NBA writ large has talked about this for a while now, where pretty much everybody has anticipated that eventually Anthony Davis would walk, that he wasn't going to stay with the Pelicans. I think, though, that this was a little bit of a surprise in terms of the timing.
The timing is certainly interesting, and it makes me think that right now it's about maximizing the chance that the Lakers could be the team that ends up getting Anthony Davis, because if the Pelicans were to wait, that's when a team like the Celtics is able to trade for Anthony Davis. That's when a team like the Knicks, maybe they win the draft lottery and they're able to trade Zion Williamson for Anthony Davis. But right now, the window is open for the Lakers to make a deal for AD.
Yeah, conventional wisdom was that if and when AD became available, that the Boston Celtics would be the prime player because of all the picks that they have that they could unload, and also
Jason Tatum,
future
Jaylen Brown,
young players that could develop into something really good. The problem is that they can't make that move until July 1 because of very broad strokes here, a CBA rule that won't allow them to have both Kyrie and AD until Kyrie becomes a free agent. So they have to wait until July 1, which, as you mentioned, gives a window of opportunity to the Lakers, who all of a sudden become pretty interesting here. They had previously said they were going to be patient, and now they might not be.
The Lakers need to go all in right now. This is your chance to get a transcendent cornerstone level player who's posting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar-esque numbers. You need to go all in with Ingram, protected with pick swaps, with unprotected picks. You need to put it all out there to get this deal to happen now with Ingram, Lonzo, whatever it takes. Because if you wait, you're probably gonna miss, because on paper, other teams can make more significant offers than you can. So I think if you're the Lakers, you need to put it all out there right now.
The Lakers are in pretty good position, though. Like, if they're going to go all in right now, there were already reports by the LA Times saying that the opening offer would be Lonzo Ball plus Kuzma plus Zubac plus a pick, and that's just to start. Now, I thought it was interesting that initial opening offer didn't include one name in particular, which is Brandon Ingram.
If better be in there. If you're the New Orleans Pelicans, I think you have to give up Brandon Ingram if you're the Lakers as well to make a deal happen now. It would be stunning to me if the Pelicans weren't to demand a 21-year-old, 6'9" forward who has shown potential of being a go-to scorer and a playmaker. He has to be in the deal, and if you're the Lakers, you got to be willing to do it.
Yeah, I think we've been barreling towards this for a while now, because, I mean, the common thread here between the Lakers is Rich Paul, right? I mean, you've got Rich Paul, who represents LeBron James, and you've got Rich Paul, who represents Anthony Davis, and we've been talking a while about what it would be like to see those two guys together, and now all of a sudden that's possible. So if you're the Lakers and you can pull this off and prevent Boston and some other teams from jumping in prior to that July 1 deadline, that would be huge for them.
Yeah, and I think for the Lakers, the ideal order of operations for them is to sign a free agent with cap space this summer and then trade for Anthony Davis. But if you trade for AD now, you can still create around $20 to $25 million in cap space during the summer, which you could use on whoever, maybe DeMarcus Cousins or a lesser free agent. But you can still add a guy after trading for Anthony Davis. Got to make the deal happen now.
If you're the Lakers. If you're the Pelicans, though, probably makes sense to wait, right? You want to get as many people into this buying opportunity as possible to drive up.
The Lakers would have to go way over the top to make a deal happen now, because the possibility of another team being able to exceed their offer is pretty significant if you decide to wait.
All right, so we know the Lakers are interested. We know the Celtics will be interested if and when they can get around to actually trading for him. Who else might be a surprise candidate to trade for AD?
I think the 27 other teams should all be making offers for Anthony Davis. Right. But I think the three that stand out in my mind, the Raptors, you can offer Siakam and a number of other young players, OG Anunoby, the Nuggets, Jamal Murray. And then when you think about it, a surprise team like the Bulls, if they were to offer, if they were to win the lottery, add another young player that's AD's hometown, maybe they would have appeal, and they're a big market. But realistically, though, I do think AD would prefer a big market, whether it's New York, Boston, or LA. But there's always going to be surprise teams that make an offer, just like we saw with Paul George going to Oklahoma City, with Kawhi Leonard going to Toronto. There's always a surprise dark horse team that ends up entering the conversation.
It's fascinating stuff. We'll be definitely monitoring this. You can check out all of our content and our trade deadline tracker on theringer.com. Kevin O'Connor, John Gonzalez.